Have you ever noticed how some old trucks still have a presence that no modern machine can match? It doesn't matter how many sensors, cameras, or digital screens today's trucks come with. There are things that technology just can't replace. Now, picture this: the deep rumble of a V8 engine breaking the silence of an American highway at night, the smell of grease and diesel in the cabin, and that long hood stretching out in front like an extension of the trucker's soul. Ever wonder why some old school trucks are still treated like legends even after decades? Today, we're hitting the road on a time-traveling journey across the highways of the United States. You'll rediscover 10 giants of the road that made their mark in history and still put many modern trucks to shame, whether it's for their raw durability, power, iconic looks, or the soul they carried. Ready to floor it down this road of pure nostalgia and horsepower? Stick around, because the truck that sits at the top of this list is so legendary, there are fans out there willing to pay a fortune just to have one in their garage. Let's roll. White Freightliner. Born in the 1950s, the White Freightliner came from a powerful partnership between Freightliner Trucks and the White Motor Company, two American manufacturing icons. It was built during a time when trucks needed to be tough, simple, and built for battle. No electronics, no touchscreens, no computer systems to leave a driver stranded. Just you, the truck, and the open road. This model was instantly recognizable for its cab-over-engine design, known back then as a flat nose. With the cab sitting right above the engine, it shortened the overall truck length, which helped meet highway regulations and made it easier to navigate tight urban areas or loading docks. Under the hood, a classic Detroit diesel inline-six, 12-liter strong, pumping out about 230 horsepower and enough torque to pull full loads over steep grades without flinching. The sound was raw and real, a constant mechanical growl that screamed work ethic, not digital silence. It rode on heavy-duty leaf spring suspension with a dual rear axle that gave it excellent weight distribution. There were no luxuries here. It was a truck built to haul, to work, and to survive. In terms of looks, the White Freightliner was all business. Boxy frame, metal front, round headlights, and a squared-off bumper. The cab was bare bones, but roomy enough for days-long hauls. It smelled like grease, diesel, and road dust. Oh, and for the drivers who lived in it, that was the scent of freedom. These rigs were staples of long-haul trucking across America, running coast to coast, non-stop. And even today, you'll still see some of them in classic truck shows, working just fine with their original drivetrains. That's not just nostalgia. That's proof they were built to last. And here's where the comparison with today's trucks gets real. Modern rigs are more comfortable and high-tech, no doubt. But when a sensor fails, the truck stops. In a White Freightliner, all you needed was a wrench, some elbow grease, and a little roadside know-how. That's why even after 60-plus years, some drivers still choose the classic Freightliner over anything fresh off the line. It may not talk to satellites, but it sure speaks directly to the heart of any old-school trucker. Think that's impressive? Wait until you see what's coming next. International Harvester Loader. Introduced in 1962, the International Harvester Loader was designed with one clear mission: to be the go-to workhorse for just about any job. Urban delivery, rural farming, industrial use. Wherever there was weight to carry and ground to cover, the Loader was there. Built in the United States by the legendary International Harvester, this truck quickly won over farmers, small business owners, and municipal fleets across the country. So, what made it so successful? versatility, and dependability. The loader could be anything: a delivery truck, dump truck, fire engine, grain hauler, even a school bus. It was like a Swiss Army knife on wheels, always ready, always capable. Under the hood, you had the choice of gasoline or diesel engines. One of the most popular was the 345 cubic inches in V8, around 5.6 liters, pushing about 180 horsepower and solid torque. It was the kind of power that could climb hills fully loaded without breaking a sweat. Depending on configuration, it had rear-wheel or four-wheel drive, and its leaf spring suspension was built to take a beating on rough roads. Paved or not, visually, the Lostar had charm. Round headlights, a bold front grille, and that sturdy utilitarian vibe that said, "I'm built to work." The cab is roomy, the dashboard practical, and the seats good enough to keep you comfortable on long days. Even now, it's not unusual to see loaders still working on farms or hauling firewood in small-town America. And it's not for lack of newer options. It's because no modern truck delivers this level of reliability with such simple maintenance. Compared to today's medium-duty trucks loaded with sensors, electronics, and dealer-only diagnostics, the loader was a dream. You could fix it yourself in the shade of a tree with just a few basic tools and more than that. Modern trucks might be efficient, sure, but none adapt to multiple roles quite like the loader did. It truly was a utility truck in the purest sense. Still impressed? The next one takes presence and personality to a whole new level. Western Star 4900. The Western Star 4900, introduced in the 1970s, was built for a different kind of driver. If the white Freightliner was made for mass work, the Western Star was for those who wanted strength with style. Built in the US by the White Motor Company, this truck was known for its custom builds and rugged charm. From the start, it gained a reputation as the truck you ordered. Not picked off a lot. It was built for serious jobs: logging, mining, mountain hauling, or long-haul freight. And it could be tailored to do them all with excellence. Under the hood, the beastly Detroit Diesel 5.8, 14 liters strong, pumping out over 400 horsepower and torque that didn't ask permission. It just hauled. This truck was built to climb, pull, and keep moving no matter the terrain. It came with a manual transmission, up to 18 gears, and a reinforced suspension system that made it steady under extreme loads, dual rear axles, and heavy-duty everything. It wasn't built to be light. It was built to be unstoppable. Visually, it was commanding. Long hood, squared-off cab, polished chrome everywhere, and tall exhaust stacks made sure people noticed. Inside, you had wood finishes, plush seating, and soundproofing that was way ahead of its time. And here's the kicker: no modern truck can recreate what it felt like to drive a 4900. Today's trucks are standardized, automated, and often solar cell. They shift themselves, but the Western Star 4900 demanded focus, skill, and respect, and gave it back in spades. You can still find these classics at truck shows, in demo fleets, and some even still running loads today, often with original engines still intact. Some people call it nostalgia. But when a machine's still working after 5 decades, that's not nostalgia. That's proof of greatness. And if you thought this truck was untouchable, wait until you see the one they called the Road Warrior. Diamond Rio. Built between the 1950s and 1970s, the Diamond Rio is one of the most underrated American trucks of all time. Born from the merger of Rio Motor Car Company and Diamond T It was more than just tough. It was damn near indestructible. It earned the nickname the tank of the highway, and rightly so. This truck could take a beating, carry monstrous loads, and keep going year after year without complaint. Even with zero frills maintenance, it just kept on rolling. Under the hood, you usually find a Cummins inline 6 up to 14 liters, putting out over 350 horsepower and enough torque to make steep grades feel like nothing. Paired with a manual transmission and leaf spring suspension, this setup was easy to work on and incredibly durable. Visually, the Diamond Rio made a statement. Square front, crane grille, reinforced bumper, and widely spaced headlights gave it a cuff military look. Even parked, it looked like it was ready to go to war. And when the engine rumbled to life, you could hear its deep growl from blocks away. It was used in all sorts of industries, hauling grain, timber, cement, heavy equipment. And here's the thing, even today, few modern trucks can match the Diamond Rio's brute durability. Yes, newer trucks are faster, lighter, more comfortable, but they're also less forgiving. If the onboard computer fails, you're done. The Diamond Rio, pop the hood, listen for the issue, grab a wrench, and fix it right there. That's why many old-school drivers still say, the new ones may look nice, but they'll never outlast a Diamond Rio. And they're not wrong, because not everything new is better. Stick around. The next truck has history, rarity, and more personality than most fleets today. Bro 361. Built from the 1950s through the 1970s, and the Brockway 361 is without question one of the most overlooked legends in American trucking. Handcrafted by the Brockway Motor Company in Cortland, New York. It wasn't just a truck, it was a rolling masterpiece. Brockways weren't mass-produced. They were built to order, tailored to the buyer's needs, and built to last. Many came with Cummins inline 6 engines up to 13 liters, delivering over 300 horsepower and plenty of torque to pull heavy loads across rough terrain. With heavy-duty leaf springs and a reinforced steel chassis, the 361 had no fear of potholes, mud, or steep climbs. The manual gearbox was no joke, raw, direct, and made for drivers who knew their machine inside and out. Styling-wise, the 361 had character. A squared-off hood, bold front grille with thick bars, and twin headlights made it instantly recognizable, even without flashy chrome. Inside, the cab was modest but classy. Wood trim, analog gauges, and that mechanical hum that told you everything was running right. These trucks were used for logging, hauling machinery, and heavy-duty urban work, but what truly made the Brockway special was its craftsmanship and rugged longevity. It wasn't uncommon for a 361 to run 1,000,000 miles without needing major work, something almost unheard of today. And that's exactly where modern trucks fall short. Today's rigs are designed around efficiency, ignitions, and planned obsolescence. Plastic components, sensors that shut down systems, software updates. The Brockway didn't need any of that. It was all steel, all muscle, and somehow, the more you drove it, the better it got. That's why veteran drivers say, if I had to pick one truck to trust my life with on the road, I'd take a Brockway. Because even with all the luxuries of modern trucks, they still lack what this classic had in abundance: soul. And if you've made it this far, it's because you share the same passion for classic rigs that define